What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ghost. Wanna let y'all know I started a new YouTube channel. Basically, this channel, is gonna be me. Basically, me, just explaining about my life and how I grew up. How my past was, and how it still haunts me till this day. And why I go through, the changes that I go through. The reason why I feel the way I do. It's the story behind everybody. It's the story behind everybody's life. And I think it's just time for me to tell mine.
Every time you broke me, I fall back. Years in the system, all them days I done lost track. Devil made a path for the train, I was on that. I remember waking up like, man, this shit is real. I thought I was dreaming, you don't know how this shit feel. Put me in them homes and they helped me get...
What's good, y'all? Today we have another story. This is day 4 of the story. So for y'all that's been following my videos since the first day, let's continue on with the 4th day. So y'all basically know what's everything that's going on so far in the story. So here's part 4. So like I said in my last video, got to my first placement or whatever, and I was, I lay down in the room, got under the covers, and all I remember me is just, I was just crying because I couldn't, believe it was really, this was really happening. So, and I ain't know, nothing about my sisters. I ain't hear from them. I didn't hear anything about them. And I didn't know where my brother was gonna be. I was scared because I was gonna be there to protect him or whatever. So, I just fell asleep. And I remember waking up the next day. And the next day, they actually woke us up. And the next day, we all went downstairs or whatever, after we brushed our teeth and things like that. Because it was like different orders. So, it'd be like my room, me and, the other kid that I shared a room with. We'd go in the bathroom and, brush our teeth and all that. And, it'd be the next room, and the next room. And it just went in order. And after we all got done, we went downstairs, and I remember, they escorted us to the kitchen, and it was, to the huge table that was in there, and we all sat down, and I remember, the staff was just bringing cereal out and, all types of stuff, and, I just sat there and I was watching all the kids that was coming down because I didn't see everybody, when I got there that day. So, the kids was just coming in, and I'm looking at every single kid like, yeah, he's way bigger than me. All of them was just big, and some of them was really tatted. Like, there was one kid, with a tattoo on his face, but he was just tatted all over. And I remember just staring at him, and he looked scary. I'm young, so I was young at the time. So I'm just looking at him like he looked scary. Like, excuse me, hold on. Before I take some peanuts. But yeah, I remember looking at the kid with the tattoo on his face. And I'm looking at him like, oh yeah, he looks scary, like. But they was all way bigger than me, and I was like the smallest one there. So I remember we was eating breakfast, and I had one bowl of cereal, and I seen kids, pouring 2 bowls, and just eating, eating as much as they could. And I remember I had 1 bowl of cereal, but I wanted more, but I was too scared to ask, And I didn't want to look, just look like, oh, he greedy or whatever, I just don't want to look out of place or whatever. So they was all eating, and I sat there. So once we all got done, we took the dishes to the sink, and there was one kid over there. He was washing the dishes or whatever, because we all got chores or whatever. And I just swept the floor. The lady gave me the broom. She said, you'll be in charge of sweeping the floor in here. So I swept the floor, got done with that, and we all went to the living room, and we started watching TV. And I remember, I sat in this one corner, it was just one chair, just perfect. It was away from everybody. Not too far. It was a couch in front of me, and there was a couch on the right side of me. And I just sat, on a one-person couch, So I sat down, and I remember I sat down. Yeah, it was just in the corner, and I sat all by myself, and I was just watching the TV. I was watching the kids play and talk and things like that. And they was violating each other they was going in. I remember, it was funny. So I was sitting there and I was just laughing, but I wasn't laughing, too loud. I was just smiling, like, oh yeah, they funny, like, but they was going in, and I remember one of the kids getting mad, and he got up. And I remember he was just talking, and the other kid, that was telling a joke. He got up. He was like, why you getting so serious for? Basically, and out of nowhere, I remember the kid just hitting him, and the kid fell, and he went to go grab him, and they started fighting, and I remember the staff running in the room. They trying to break it up. They had to call the ambulance, and the cops came, and just it was a lot that day. And I just sat there like, oh man, because I knew at some point in time or whatever, that was gonna be me. Like I was gonna have to fight somebody or whatever. So I remember that same day, we just sat there. And I was there for about like 2 weeks before they told me I had court. So I'm staying there, and skip all the way to the day of court or whatever. The day before court, they told me I was gonna have court. So I was happy, because I thought I was going home, and so when that day came, I wanted to go to bed early and everything, to take my shower and just go to sleep right away. So I remember, we took showers or whatever. We lay down, and I remember, I took a shower fast, cleaned it real fast or whatever, and I went in the room. And I remember I got in my bed or whatever, and I lay down, and I was excited, because I was like, court tomorrow. That means I'll be able to see my mom, my brother, and all of them. So I remember just laying down, and I fell asleep. At first it was kind of hard for me to fall asleep because I was just excited, and but even though I didn't know it was gonna happen the next day, but I laid down, and the next day came. So next day came, I waited like, I got ready early, but I waited like 3 hours for somebody to come and get me and to bring me to the courthouse. So, they finally came, we finally went to the court. I remember seeing my mom there, and I remember seeing my brother was there. And, no, matter of fact, my brother wasn't there. It was my mother there. So we got there, I only see my mother, and, we went in the court or whatever. They called us in, went in there, and the judge started talking. And I remember, I had the same guy, representing me, whatever. And, once it ended the game, he took me in the room, started talking. And I was telling him, like, am I going home today? I'll be able to go home, or, now can I go with a family member or whatever? And I remember him saying, the judge isn't accepting that. Your sisters are still, saying you guys, did what y'all did to them. And, I'm telling them, like, can't they, do anything? Like, this is not true. Can't they just, what's going on? Like, they can't find out the truth or whatever. Like, did they just ask did they ask my sisters again or whatever? Like, did they tell them the truth or whatever? And he like, they're scared or whatever. So, in my head, he's telling me, that they're scared or whatever because, they lied once. So, they found out they telling the truth or whatever. And then your sister and them would be in trouble. And, my sister and them was scared, so I knew they wasn't going to tell the truth no time soon, and I was like, I was just scared. I was like, so, I'm going to be going back to the same place I came from. So that made me more emotional because I was like, I don't want to go back, I don't want to go back there. And I remember him saying, you have no choice. So, so they called us back in the courtroom, started talking or whatever. The judge started talking. I'm listening to him. And, every time my mom look at me, I smile, because I ain't see her in a minute, so I'm smiling. And, she smiled back at me, and, so, that same day, the judge finished. And as he finished or whatever, we had to wait for everybody to exit the courtroom, whatever. And I tried to run up and hug my mom again. And, they said, we can't do that, they escorted my mom out first, and they made me sit down. So when I got out, my mom was like, she was like near the exit door or whatever, and they put me in the room or whatever. So as she was there, and they escorted me out, the cop was holding me or whatever, he bring me to the room, and I turned to the side, and I see my mom. She was like, I love you, keep your head up. And I was like, I love you too, Ma. And I remember they brought me in the room, and I waited a couple minutes, for everything to clear out. So everybody left, my mom, everybody left. And as they, they took me out to the car or whatever. And when they took me out to the car, put me in the car and they drove me back to the same, place I was at. And I got there, and I remember, in the whole time in the car, the whole time I was in the car, I was just crying, and I was in so much tears, and I was like leaning against the window. So we finally got back to the same place, and we got in there. Once I got in there, they was making dinner, and I remember the kids coming eating, and I went upstairs, took a shower, came downstairs, and I ate. I was eating by myself that day, because I got there, late or whatever. So I was eating, and that's when we all back in the room, and we all watched TV or whatever. And I got done eating. I was the last one done eating basically, and I went in there, I was watching TV or whatever. And that's when it was like, it's bedtime now. They got the TV off. We all went upstairs, and so we lay down, and I guess one of the staff was downstairs, whatever. She got a bad phone call, whatever, about her family, whatever. So she was crying, and other staff was down there checking up on her. And I remember, I'm laying on my bed, and all I feel, was a pillow hit me in my face. So I turned to the side or whatever, and I'm looking, and that's when the kid looking at me like, oh, what you looking at? And I'm looking, I'm like, like now my heart is racing, because I know, like I know it was about to happen. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, like, I don't want to fight, I don't want to fight, I'm just trying to, go home. All I want to do is go home. And he like, oh, hey, none of that. He just talking, and I just lay down, and that's when I heard him get up. Well, no, I threw his pillow back over there, at him, not at him, but I tossed it to him, and I laid down, and all I heard him get up, and he got up and hit me with the pillow again, boom, and he like punched me on my back, and that's when I got up, and when I got up, I pushed him, and he went to like yoke me up on the bed, and when he yoked me up, like by my shirt or whatever, he yoked me up. I remember me I just punched him in his face, from the top, and I just hit him, and that's when he like stumbled back a little bit, and his nose started bleeding, and then he was to punch me or whatever, and I remember putting my hands up or whatever, and I was in the corner, and he was just punching me, punching me, and I remember the staff coming in the room, whatever, I was yelling, I was like, yo, I was like, chill, basically trying to calm him down or whatever, and I remember the staff coming in the room, and they grabbed him, and his nose is bleeding, and I'm in the corner or whatever, I'm crying, I'm like, not crying, like, but I got tears coming in my eyes, and I'm just sitting there, and I so folded or whatever, and I was just shaking, and that's when the staff took me out the room. They brought him downstairs first, and they sat me on the bed, and they started talking to me. They're like, what happened, and things like that, and I remember telling them, nothing happened, like it was just a fight, we just fought, whatever, and I was too mad to talk, and that's when I was just saying, I was too mad to talk, whatever, and she was like, are you alright? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And I remember he did punch me in my face, so the side of my face was like a little swollen, and they gave me an ice pack or whatever, and they put us in 2 different rooms. So the next morning we got up, we went to downstairs to go eat breakfast or whatever after we got done brushing our teeth, and we was down there eating breakfast, and I remember sitting at the table, and he's looking at me and he's smiling, and I remember one of the other kids in there, they said it sounded like somebody was throwing a party last night, and they everybody was like just laughing, and it was like somebody like somebody was dancing too, I guess somebody was dancing hard, cause all I heard, somebody they said like somebody, I think somebody was enjoying themselves, because all I heard was somebody yelling to the lyrics or whatever, basically when I was young, for help or whatever, so he was trying to make fun of me basically, and I remember I just kept my head down, I was just eating, and I remember I just put my spoon down, I looked up at him, and he's like, what, you want to say something? And I just like, no, I just sat there, and I was shaking my head, and that's when he got up, he pushed his chair back, and I was like, I got mad. I was like, just leave me the fuck alone, I'm just yelling, and he like, what, you sound tough, you sound like you tough, so he started walking my way, and the staff got in the way, and to calm him down, whatever. And then I remember one of the other kids was like, that's what boy get, boy want to act like he tough, whatever. And I remember went in the office. Everybody got up, they went in the room. Oh no, everybody got up and they went in the living room, whatever, watch TV. And I just stayed at the table, and this dad was like, come on. And I couldn't move. My body just shut down. I remember putting my head down, and I just exploded into tears, like, and I was telling her I shouldn't be here. I'm not supposed to be here right now. I'm here for no reason. Nothing ever happened. I'm just here. Like, why am I here? They should know the truth by now. Whatever. Like, I should be home. And I was in tears, and I was like, I don't want to be here. I just want to go home. I want to go home. I just want to go home. And I kept repeating myself. And I think like 2 weeks. I think I was there for a month. So the last, I just kept getting bullied there, whatever. And the last day I was there, I remember everybody knew it was my last day. I was about to go to court, whatever. I never got along with nobody there. So my last day there, I was about to go to court. Everybody knew I had court that day, And I remember one of the kids saying, good luck. And I was like, thank you. And I waited for somebody to come pick me up and take me to court or whatever. And I remember the other kid, I was walking by, and as I was walking by, he pushed me into the door, and I hit the glass or whatever, and that's when they broke it up again, and I just walked away. I walked outside, and I was like, I tried to run, as soon as I walked outside, I tried to run, and they had to try to catch me or whatever. So I tried to AWOL basically. That's what they told me, and they had to catch me or whatever. So when they caught me, they started talking to me, they calmed me down. They was like, we understand, you don't want to be here and things like that, but if you run, the judge is gone, or whatever, it's gonna look bad on your side, whatever. So he was talking to me, and they was like, I can see what you've been going through, whatever, and they put me in the car. We drove to court, and we drove to court that day. My brother was there and my mom was there, so I was happy to see my brother because I ain't seen him in a minute. So I'm looking at him, and I want to know how he been doing, what's his story like. And I'm looking at my mom, she's smiling, I'm smiling back at her. And that one ended that day. Court ended fast. So we found out wasn't going home, and that just blew my minds again, like wasn't going home. So once everybody cleared out the room, whatever, I tried to talk to my brother. I was like, it's good, bro. And we tried to talk, whatever, but they stopped us from talking, so we couldn't really talk. And they put me back in the room, and they put my brother somewhere, and my mom and them left. And she's like, I love y'all. I was like, we love you too, Ma. I remember my grandmother being there too, and I told my grandmother, I love her too, and she's like, she love us. And I remember, they gave me a new placement though, and this placement was actually in like near a hospital or whatever. It was me and my brother, and they put us in the same placement actually. And I remember, it was my brother and them age, them type of kids, downstairs, and the kids that had the same age as me and older was upstairs. So I was with all the older kids, basically. And I remember we was in there, and that place was, kind of better. I had my own room. I was able to be alone or whatever. But it was, I didn't want to be alone. It was scary, or whatever. But I didn't know nobody there, so I prefer to be alone or whatever. And some kids had rooms where it was like just two people in there, and some had where it was just one. So we was in there for maybe a month or two, and so we was in there, and I remember they took our regular clothes or whatever, and they gave us some sweatpants, socks, and things like that. And so took a shower. I got there, took a shower, got dressed, put sweatpants on and things like that. And I remember sitting on my bed, and I was looking down on the floor, and then I looked at the window. It had a gate on it, so I was looking at the through the gate, whatever, just to see outside or whatever. And I seen the basketball court, and I see cars in the driveway. I remember sitting back against the wall, whatever. I went over to the window, I sat against the wall, but it was like this little countertop. I sat up there against the wall, and I just stared outside. And I remember, I just started thinking about, what it would have been like if we was home right now, or, what is my family doing, and I can imagine, what my brothers and them and, sisters and them is going through, or, just what are they doing, why are they not telling the truth, and I just remember just sitting there, and I was just crying and crying, And you know, I remember a guy coming to my room, you know, and he asked me if I was okay, and I said yes, I'll be fine. And I remember you know, when he asked that, you know, I wasn't really gonna be fine. You know, I was just going through it, you know, and a couple days, you know, the next day, you know, I just went to sleep that day. The next day we got up, you know, we was allowed to go in our room anytime, you know, and just always have privacy, you know, so I was allowed to go in my room anytime I wanted, close the door and just, you know, have time to myself. You know, everything that was sharp was locked up. It was like everything was just plastic. And so I went in my room and went to sleep. So the next day, got up, went, and they said, you know, we'll be going to the cafeteria or whatever. So it was like this little kitchen, whatever. It wasn't that big. It was, you know, little, good enough size, whatever. So we went in there, we sat down, and I met this kid. You know, he was actually chill. It was funny, you know, a little chubby one. Like, yeah, he was just chubby, and you know, he was mad chill, you know. And we was just talking, and we was just talking, and we was just talking, and he was just kind of ass on everybody at the table, like, you know, he was just mad chill. So you know, we actually became cool, and he was like, yo, bro, you know, if you need anything, just let me know, whatever. You know, he used to get fly, you know, he had his mom bring him, you know, clothes and all of that, Jordans, and all they had to do was take the shoelaces out, and you know, they was able to wear their shoes or whatever. You know, we couldn't have no strings in our clothes or whatever. So you know, he was always getting fly, you know, like, and I was looking at, like, I was like, I like that for me, like, but he's always wake up in the morning with the most energy there, like, and it was one kid that played guitar. It was a lot of kids there, you know, and I remember, you know, we was at the table when I was eating breakfast, and you know, on the way back, you know, we was walking, you know, to where we was like staying or whatever. You know, we was walking back, and you know, we was still talking, and we got there, we chilled, sat down, and I remember him bugging on the staff, you know, because he wanted his medicine or whatever. So I remember him bugging on the staff. Oh yeah, he's bugging, but he was in like a funny way, like, you know, he was just mad funny though. He put his words together. So, you know, I'm just laughing. I'm just, you know, just there dying or whatever, you know, because he was mad funny. So, you know, we was just cool, you know, from that day we was just cool. And about, like, you know, 3 weeks in, you know, we was chilling, and he, then, like, this one kid, so, you know, he ran in this one kid's room or whatever, you know, and I was with him, but I didn't go in the room, you know, I just watched him, you know, because I didn't want to, you know, touch nobody else's stuff. So he ran in the kid's room, and you know, he was taking, you know, the kids' cards and, you know, mad other stuff, and he brought it to his room and hid it. So you know, after that, you know, we walked back down to the living room part. You know, the staff wasn't even watching at the time, so we walked back down to the living room part, and we sat in the living room watching TV, you know, all joking around. You know, it was funny, and then the kid came. He was like, oh, which one of y'all want in my room? You know, because my stuff is missing, and he was with some other kid, the one that played guitar or whatever. And when I played guitar, was like, you know, a little muscular. So he was like, one of y'all want in his room. And he's like, hey, you know, if y'all don't tell me what in this room, I'm gonna punch every last one of y'all. And I was like, and he was like, sound funny? And, you know, I just kept, you know, I kept facing forward, whatever, you know, he was like behind me basically, and I kept facing forward. And I'm, you know, he asked me, you know, again, you know, sound funny? And I remember my telling me, was like, oh, he good, bro, he good. Next, you know, I remember looking, and next, you know, he looked right at me. And I was like, you know, right at that point, you know, I had it. You know, I was like, yo, bro, like, I ain't got nothing, man. He was like, but you laughed like you did, you know, and, you know, he got close, like, he got in my face or whatever, and started talking, you know, as he kept talking, you know, I looked around, it's like everybody was just looking at me, like, you know, hey, you gonna do something, you know, and so, I just got mad, and I remember he pushed me, so when he pushed me, you know, I fell, and I hit my shoulder on the table part, so, you know, when I got up, you know, and from there I just lost it, you know. I got up, I, like, you know, sped towards him, you know, and I just hit him. I remember hitting him, you know, like in his nose area, and, you know, he stumbled back. And I remember I went over there and I started swinging, and I just kept swinging, and that's when he grabbed me. But he grabbed, like, he was like down a little bit, and he grabbed me from my waist, and he picked me up and he slammed me on the floor. When he slammed me, I lost, you know, my breath, you know, like, it just, like, I just lost breath. And I remember him trying to choke me, like, he just kept trying to choke me, and, you know, I tried to get his arms off, but, you know, like, he was sweating at the time, so, you know, I'm like trying to move his arms off my neck, and my hand just kept sliding down his arms, you know. And I remember, I put my head on the floor and I tried to roll over or whatever, and the staff took mad long to come. I tried to roll over to get him off of me, and I remember my man's, the chummy man's, he came, and he hit him, and when he hit him, he ran back a little bit, and the kid tried to chase him, and my son, the chumminess, like, he just took flight, like, he ran in his room, he closed the door, and I remember him locking the door, and the other kid, he would come back after me, and I'll do after him, and the kid that got his stuff taken, he hit me from the back, hit me in my head, and that's when I like stumbled forward, and I turned around, and I started, I went after him, and he grabbed me, and I remember I grabbed him, and now he trying to sling on the floor, and I remember I put my leg behind his leg, and we fell, and I'm trying to get on top and punch him, but before I can do that, the staff grabbed me, and that's when the staff grabbed him, and everybody just ran in, like, it was just mad staff that came in, and but they took a minute to come, and they grabbed the kid that played the guitar or whatever, the first kid out for it, they grabbed him, and I remember we wouldn't calm down, and I was just mad, so I'm trying to shake him off me, and I remember the nurse came in, and they had nurse came in, we wouldn't calm down, and I remember them giving me a shot, and when they gave me the shot, it put me right to sleep, and I woke up in my bed. Yeah, so it was just, we always had beef, so they put us in 2 different sections or whatever, and I thank my mans, for helping me out, thanks him, he was like, yo, bro, you already know what it is for me, like, I had to take flight, cause like he was gonna kill me, like, he was always funny, like, so I respected him for me, like, he kept it a buck, so from there, we had like a day left, I had like a week left before I had court, went to court, the fight came up in court, my mom and brother was there, but yeah, the fight that I had came up in court, and they recommended me whatever it's called, but we got out of the hospital ever, and we went to a different placement, and no matter of fact, we went that same day actually, we went back to the same place that same day, cause I remember they had like some school there, but it wasn't like a real school, like it was just something to do basically. And I remember we didn't even know they had girls there, so they had girls there, and they was way older than us, someone was way older than us, and I remember, the girls was downstairs though, and the guys was upstairs, and I remember this one girl, she liked me, whatever, and I liked her, so we used to write notes in class, and when the bell rung, like, we would run out, and hand notes over there. I told my friend, yo, bro, get this to her. And that shit to her friend and give me a note. So, that's how we, got, words around or whatever. So, I was just go upstairs and open a letter and read it. And I just be like, I used to get hype, like, oh, snap. You feel me? I used to get hype. So, it just, I just get mad hype. And I remember when we left, like a couple days later, yeah, they rescheduled us to another court. So I remember us going to court, and it was like, we just got back to the place, and we just already had court again. So we went back to court, and they brought us to a different place. Now I remember this, they moved my brother to we both went to the same place actually, and actually he went somewhere else, and I went to a different place. And I remember I got to this one place, and we was touring around or whatever. He was like, you gonna be here, whatever. And I remember, I was looking at the place like, this don't look good at all. Like, why can't we just go home? And I just kept, that was always on my mind. I just kept asking that same question, why can't we just go home? And but I knew they was gonna let me go home, so I was like, I just had to deal with it. So I remember they want me to, we went to back to the hospital or whatever, and we grabbed, my stuff, packed my bags and all of that, and they brought me to my new place. And I remember they put me in a room, and so I got settled in or whatever, met the staff, met some of the kids that was there, some of them was at rec. Their favorite time is bringing you to places like where the kids was at rec, so you can just settle in and know what the rules and things like that. So we got there, and I settled in, knew the rules. They told me the rules and whatever, and they was like, you want to go play basketball or whatever. I love playing basketball, so I was like, yeah, let me play basketball. So we got there, went out, got to the gym or whatever, and I remember, yeah, we got to the gym or whatever, and in my head, I seen the same kid that we was in the hospital with, and I actually fought that kid because I forgot about this part, but me and my brother was in the hospital, and while we was handing notes around to the females, whatever, like the girl said, the girls was downstairs, and this girl was way older than me, so I was giving her notes or whatever. So as we was in the gym, it was our gym period or whatever, and oh no, matter of fact, all the older kids that was my same section or whatever, we went to the gym, and my brother and them section came to the gym, so we was all in the gym, whatever, we was playing basketball, and I remember the kid, he was just talking. He was playing basketball. And I remember the kid just talking like, "Oh, my brother kept fouling him," which my brother didn't. The kid was just trying to do too much, but he kept saying my brother was fouling him. And, he was like, "If you feel me again, I'm like, I'm gonna punch him, whatever." And I was like, "Who you talking about? You ain't talking about my brother. That's not. That was my first time speaking up to somebody like." And I was, but I was just saying, like, who you talking to? You ain't talking about my brother. And he was like, "What? I'm talking about your brother." Next, he was like, "I'll punch him right now. You say something else." And I was like, "Yeah, all right." So, he started walking up to my brother. And I started walking up to my brother, my brother, trying to, like, scrub, whatever. My brother started backing up. And, I remember, he started backing up. And the kid, like, "Oh, why you running? Why you running?" And then, the kid, because the kid was, muscular, and he was in the same section as me. So, but his room wasn't near mine. It was just down the hall a little bit. And, I started walking up to the kid. Like, "You ain't touching my brother, So, he started swinging my brother. My brother, stepped back or whatever, so he missed. And I remember tackling the kid. And, I remember him grabbing me. And he, like, had me in the headlock or whatever. As he had me in the headlock, I'm punching him, like this. And I'm just punching him, and I'm trying my hardest to punch him and get him off of me. And, he just, like, trying to choke me. So, as the staff came and, they tried to, break it up, the kid went and, like, go on my neck. So, I'm sitting there, and I'm just, basically I can't breathe. So one of the other kids came up and he said, "Yo, bro, let him go." Everybody yelling, "Let him go." I'm sitting there, and he's just on me, like he's just on my neck. He got a good grip on my neck. So I'm sitting there, I can't breathe. I'm still trying to punch, but I'm losing oxygen for me. So I'm finna pass out, like. So they finally, he finally let release off my neck, and I'm sitting there, and I'm breathing. I'm trying to breathe, whatever. And that's when they took me to the doctors, whatever, that was in the same building. They took me to the nurse or whatever, and she's getting me right, getting me back together, whatever. So everybody else went upstairs. They went back to the sections, whatever. After everything calmed down, I was the only one in the nurse, whatever. So when they brought me back upstairs, remember I can't see my brother, because we're not in the same section. He's like with the other kids. So I remember as I got back upstairs, I'm trying to walk to my room or whatever, and I hear the kid like, what's up? And I look down the hallway, and I'm like, what happened? And I ain't say what happened, but I was like, "Yo, bro, the fight's over or whatever." He was like, and he just kept talking, he just kept running his mouth, and now he's walking towards me, so I walk in my room, whatever, and he started running. I hear his footsteps. He's running. He's like, nah, you're not going nowhere. So as he came in my room, I remember punching him, and I stood inside the wall, like I knew he was gonna walk in, and so I just came in my room, I punched him, boom. So I'm gonna be on the camera, because we started getting used to it, So as he walked in, I punched him, and he was like, "Oh, you don't think I know what you in here for? And right there, that's when everything just was just different, But he was like, "You don't think I know what you in here for, huh?" And I remember him, he just tried to punch me, and he missed the first one. And the second one, he did punch me. He knocked the cap in my mouth, and he punched my mouth. My lip was swollen, whatever. And I remember me getting mad or whatever, and I'm trying to get up. And as I got up, I'm punching him, and he pushes me. And when he pushes me, I trip on the floor. I just fell, and I remember me falling back and hitting my head on the thing, near the windowsill. I hit the back of my head, and I just fell there, and I got a little lightheaded or whatever. So I just sat there, and then he came up and he kicked me in my face, and I remember my head hitting the wall, and my nose is bleeding, and I had blood coming from my mouth and all, So I just sat there, nurse called they called the nurse upstairs and things like that, and they put an ice pack on me, and they cleaned me up. I took a shower, lay down, and I just fell asleep. And I got up the next morning, that kid, they moved his room, but he was like still in the same section as me. So I was like, there was no point in moving his room if he was still gonna be here. So I seen him, and I had court a couple days later, and that's when I moved. You know, they put me in a new place, man. And, you know, they asked me if they wanted to go to the gym or whatever. So boom, we got to the gym. You know, it's my first time meeting kids there, and I'm looking around and things like that, and like them kids is way bigger than me too. You know, like I was real small, like so them kids is way bigger than me, and you know, I was like, you know, and I wanted to play ball. You know, so them kids was playing like they was professional and they was going in, boom, boom. You know, I was like, and I was small, so you know, I knew they was gonna let me play because they was like, well, who got next? Who got next? And you know, I was too scared to say me, you know, because I don't know about like, nah, you don't got next, I got next. And I didn't want to start no beef at the new place, but yeah, I remember, you know, them saying, you know, like, you know, who got next, you know, and I just sat quiet. So you know, boom, so I sat quiet, and I just, you know, just watched them play the whole time. So once we got back, and that's when rec was over. So we got back to the rooms or whatever, and you know, like I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, like, you know, ever since the kid, you know, say, you know, you don't think I know what you're here for. Ever since that day, you know, like always, you know, I was looking around, like, you know, who was about to, you know, find out what you know, what I'm here for, or whatever, like, you know. And I thought my business was supposed to be confidential, whatever. But you know, it turns out, you know, like staff, they really set you up or whatever. But you know, this one staff, you know, he was just talking, and he was mad chill. Like, he was mad chill, you know. So me and him was just talking, and I remember the kid coming up. He was like, "Who you? What's your name?" And I told him my name and things like that, how old I was, and he told me his name and how old he was, whatever. And he was older than me, not that, you know, by that much, but he was a little older than me. And we started talking, whatever. And he was like, I remember asking him, you know, what you went for, and then I remember telling him, you know, oh, I don't really know. And he was like, you know what you went here for? I was like, nah, not really. And he was like, alright, you know. And I remember, you know, I looked at the staff, and the staff was like, you know, once the kid left, the staff was like, you know, it's your business, you know, don't tell nobody your stuff, you know, that's all confidential, you know, nobody's supposed to tell your business. I was like, yeah. And I told him about, you know, the last situation at the last place, and he was like, word, kid? He was like, that's crazy. He was like, yeah, they ain't supposed to do that. You know, and I didn't know that, you know. So, you know, I'm sitting there, and he was like, oh yeah, so it's time for bed, whatever, you know. So, you know, I got up, got the, you know, staff or whatever. He was like, he won't be here tomorrow, he'll be off. So I was like, all right. So I went to my room, and I remember going to my room, and I just, you know, sat down, and I laid down, got comfortable, you know, and I went to sleep. So I remember that same night I tried to go to sleep, whatever, you know, the staff left, new staff came in, whatever, and the new staff was like an old man, like, he was really old, like, he could barely walk. It was an old man, it was like, you know, a short female, and she wore glasses, I remember her. And yeah, so we in there, the staff, you know, the old man's in the hallway while we all sleep or whatever, and the other staff is in the room, well, in the office basically. So, you know, we're sitting there, and we hear the kids talking from room to room. They like, yo, and, you know, they talking, and I'm just sitting there, you know, I'm just listening to them talk. And they was like, yo, where that new kid at? That's, you know, basically, you know, they talk about me, I'm the only new kid there, you know. So I'm like, I ain't saying nothing, I'm just listening. And that's when the kid in my room, the kid in the room next to me, he was like, yo, he over here, bro, he over here, in room such and such, you know, they give my number, whatever. They was like, oh, yo, what's your name? And then they was like, the kid I said my name to, he was like, yo, his name is such and such, but nigga don't know what he in for, He was like, what? How you don't know what you in for? You know, they was just, you know, just talking, and he was like, yo, I'm about to go ask him. If he don't tell me, I'm gonna beat him up, like, you know. And I'm sitting there, like, I know you're not serious, but like, I'm sitting there scared now, you know, I'm under the covers, whatever, you know. So, you know, I hear, you know, somebody get up, whatever, and they talk to the old man, trying to distract him, whatever, and the kid ran in the room, and the old man didn't know he ran in my room, whatever, so he ran in the room. He was like, yo, what's your name? And, you know, I remember telling, you know, like, my name, and I'm laughing and all that, you know, and I'm, you know, leaning back a little bit. I'm like, you know, my name Deshaun. Next, you know, he's like, I remember telling me, he was like, what you in here for? I was like, me? He was like, you know, I'm talking to you. He's like, what you in here for? So I remember, you know, I went to go stand up. And I went to go stand up, he pushed me. And when he pushed me, you know, I grabbed him, you know, and when I grabbed him, you know, he's punched me on my back, whatever. He's punching me, boom, boom. And I remember him having, you know, toothbrush, whatever. And with the toothbrush, whatever, I guess he broke, whatever, and he cut me on my back with it. And I remember that because, you know, when I punched him, or when I hit him against the wall, whatever, he hit his head, whatever, and the toothbrush dropped and tried to pick it up, and I kicked it, and I punched him. He went to grab the toothbrush and I grabbed him, and I remember my back just leaking and had blood on it, and now he's swinging around, whatever, and he punches me. And when he punches me in my mouth or whatever, and he grabbed it. I picked the toothbrush back up, and he picked it up. The staff came in the room. The short girl came in the room, and she was like, "Hey, what's going on? What's going on?" And she got in between us. I'm sitting against the wall and I'm holding my side like this, and he's standing there. He's like, "What happened?" He's like, he's just talking. He's just talking, and he was like, "No, we just talking. We just having a conversation. We talking. We cool. And I'm looking at him, and I'm like, I'm just shaking my head, and I look down, I look at my hand, and it had mad blood on it, and I had blood running down my back, or whatever. So he was like, he was like, "Oh, you call me a rapist, whatever." He's like, "Oh, you little rapist, he's a rapist. We don't allow those here, So he's talking. And I'm like, "Why ain't do nothing, I ain't do that. We in here for a lie. We should be home right now." And he was like, "That's the same story everybody got." Talking. And I remember just looking at him, and the staff trying to escort him out. The old man came in, and he had to stand in front of me so the kid won't get at me. And because the girl was too short, and he was a little bigger than her, so I knew she couldn't hold him, whatever. So he tried to come up to me. He still tried to get at me, whatever. And he tried to get at me. The staff grabbed the toothbrush, whatever, and told him to give me it. So he gave her the toothbrush, whatever, and went to walk out. And I remember me pushing the old man. I got out and I hit him. And when I hit him, he stumbled and he tried to grab me, by my head almost. And I slipped out of it and I just kept hitting him. And I remember the girl grabbing me and the old man falling on top of the other kid, and from there, that's when they had security running the house, whatever. Security ran in and they broke the fight up and they put him in handcuffs, whatever. And they took me to the nurse, whatever. They cleaned me up and they kept asking me, what happened. I was like, nothing. I'm good. And then from there it was just, it get worse from there, because the next story is crazy, but I'm gonna leave that for day 5. But I tune in, it's a lot to talk about, a lot. And if y'all got any questions, ask me. So we about to get deeper into the story.